Before we start off the video, I'm doing some free coaching and VOD reviews of your guys' gameplay over on my Discord server, so if you're interested in that, I'll have the link in the description. But anyways, let's get into it. Alright, let's see what happens here. Okay. Yeah, you could have probably gotten your block off that Sojourn Vortex, but it's fine. Yeah, that's okay. Force out a bubble, nobody really looked at her, that's good. I probably wouldn't have punched right away, just because everybody's looking at you right now. I probably would have, like, waited. Like, sometimes I like to wait until my block ability comes back, and you could have just, like, broke LOS for a second, and waited for, like, a better punch, since you're already half HP right now, and then when you're charging up your punch, everybody's looking at you, so kind of, like, makes your HP go a lot quicker, but see what happens. Okay, so that would have been a good play, but you just missed the junk, so it's alright. Yeah, I'd just like break LS and hide right now. Okay, that's fine. I'd like slam to get some shields probably. Okay, your crew's out kind of out of position. Okay, I'd go for a flank. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Look for a nice punch. That's didn't quite finish, but that was a good play. I like that. Just gotta capitalize, I guess. Okay, I wouldn't have punched him like that. I probably would have saved it because I saw that junk on the right. I probably would have went for him because he's like sounds like he's isolated right now. Okay, you might die here, which. Okay, you know that's fine. That's ours one. I would have went for the Zard probably, because she's still one and your team was looking at her, but this is okay to try and like force out the healers, but okay, that was good. Finish her off. See, this is where a lot of mistakes happens when you're like waiting on defense. Yeah, I hear them all to the right now. Okay. I don't know how you didn't get your block there. No ult. Oh, okay, that's good. I probably. You had a little more time to land on him there. You could have gotten a free kill, or just went on like their supports because they're all grouped up. Good punch, but. Okay, I would have probably tried to escape instead of going back in. Yeah, you're like 1 HP. I don't know, like most of these mistakes are just you're not finishing off your kills. Like, I don't know, you just have to, I don't know what your crosshair is, but maybe it's too small and you can't really see like where it's placed on the enemies, because like you're not really aiming directly in the center of them or at their heads or anything. You're kind of like always slightly off. So that might just be like a crosshair issue. You might not be able to see it because it's maybe too small. For Doomfist, when you're like in front of people, there's so much like visual effects clutter that you can't really see it, so it's best to have like a bigger crosshair. This is okay right now. You can't really, like, I would have probably backed up. Yeah, you're kind of low. I would have punched out there instead of punching back in. Like, you kind of just got to be aware of what your HP is and where your healers are. Okay, this is good. You have your ults. Okay, that's nice. Nice. Good. I don't see how you probably win this, I guess. Yeah, like there wasn't too many mistakes. It's all just like not finished. Like that was pretty good first round for you, to be honest. Like there's only a couple tiny little mistakes, and then just not finishing off your kills because you're like slightly aiming, not right on their. In the middle of their hitbox, so see what happens in this next one. Okay, I like setting up here because everybody likes to usually go. Oh yeah, they have that. Okay. She's one. You could have. No, I would have slammed there. Like, okay. You gotta just like be aware of this when people are low like this. Like, I see her low, and I also see her low. So slamming in here would be so juicy, and I also know the rest of their team's over there. so I'd get all this extra damage on them, and then I could just punch out. Like instead, you kind of just like punch the brig, which would have been alright if you killed her, but it's like that slam would have been a lot better in that situation, because it also locks her movement, so you could have probably gotten an extra shot on this guy and then probably finished him off. But that's just like one of those things you have to be aware of. Like when there's a big group of people, slamming is always just a good option. Like you can never go wrong with slamming in and punching out. So like again, I probably would have just slammed there instead of punching, but you do get your charge punch. I would have probably saved it and then slammed away. Like you did a good play just like by forcing them to look at you with your punch, but you should save it for a better position once you get it. Okay. You gotta go in with your Echo there when he's ulting. Like, just take the heat off of him. You kinda just let him die, and you didn't really notice it. I would have probably punched away. Wait, did you even have it? Let's just see. Like, if that Ryan pinned you, you probably would have died. No, you didn't have it just quite yet. You're kinda just standing. Like, when you're in the open and you don't have any cooldowns, you kinda just wanna, like, you gotta get away when you realize that you don't have cooldowns in front of their whole team. But yeah, you got lucky there because the Ryan just missed you somehow, but that's okay. You punch him away and the Ryan's kind of out of position. He should have died, but okay, now I'd like, okay, again, I'd like slam first and then go for a punch, because punching first, like, I just don't like punching first. It's a better escape ability than slam. And slam also gets damage on everyone, which gives you more shield. So if you're too far in the paint and you slam on everyone, then you'll get extra health to potentially live. And you also get your punch cooldown quicker, so then like your slam, you want to use your slam first and then like punch out, because your slam cooldown takes longer to recharge. So you get it quicker if you use it first. This is okay. I'd probably go on a flank right now. Like, yeah, your guy's going on a flank, you should be probably helping him, because pushing past his choke against Orion, it's just never gonna happen. You need to like go somewhere else right now. Yeah, go over to that other side of the platform. Probably will, but you're taking way too long right now, and this is like costing you a lot of time. Like I don't know what you're doing. Like that was just, you should have been over here a long time ago. Okay, no, don't even worry about going over there. Like, oh, that's unlucky. Okay, you get saved again from that. Reaction time's a little slow, but I don't know, you're taking a while to do a lot of things right now. Like, you should... There's a Mega over there that you should have gotten. It's better to just guarantee your health than worry about getting ult charge for your teammates, because if you stagger yourself there, that's really bad. Okay, this is really aggressive without ult. I would not be going for this. Okay, your teammate, like, your healers are really saving you this match, and you're getting like a lot of value that you shouldn't be because of your healers. Like, your Kuriku saved you like 4 times already, so you should have, that was like not a good play at all. I would have played it a lot slower. Okay, you know what, I'll actually go through what you should have done here, because you got lucky since your healers are just like hard carrying you right now. Okay. So, yeah, you have your charge punch, just as good. Instead of doing this, just go back over here. Like, it's just so much safer to go over here and like sneak around, because it forces their team back from this choke, and then whatever other teammates are coming this way, they can then like push forward, because this is like such a good advantage, like a vantage point for your teammates if they're like Let's just see who you have. You have a Kree and an Echo. So your Kree could like stand over here for free if they're forced to push back. But right now, if you're like just letting them go over here, then your Kree can't get value, and he has to come this way. And this isn't as good of a vantage point for Kree because it's less open. So I would have snuck around here and then potentially looked for like a pick on this Ana. And it's good to save your charge punch and then like punch someone and slam out. Because if you use both your cooldowns, then you're just stuck in the middle of their team. And especially without ult, like you definitely should have just died here. Like this is just way too aggressive and your team is nowhere near you. You're so lucky that this Kariku somehow saved you. And you're also like, I just don't know how you didn't die here. I need to see how this happened. So in the middle of their team, none of your teammates are with you. The Ryan misses his charge again. Kriku somehow gets to you. Okay. Ult. Like, you should be dead. Like, this is... Okay, I'm gonna go back to see what you're doing. That was just crazy. You should have died 100 times over. I also just don't like how close you're playing to this Rhine. Like, you don't really want to play in the swing radius of this Rhine because it gives him free ult charge, and if you're also that close and he pins you, then you can't really react to it, right? Like, if he shatters or pins you, then you can't react, so you don't really want to be that close to him if it's a Reinhardt. You want to, like, play your distance and just, like, poke out his shield. Like, you're trying to get behind him and get damage on him, but it's best to just poke out his shield and let your teammates deal with him instead of getting in his face. Like, this is... Again, okay, this is too aggressive. You missed the punch. Like, again, you're just wasting your cooldowns too often. So you get your punch. I honestly would just punch out right now instead of punching in, just because you already wasted your slam and your block. If you use this cooldown and don't kill anyone, then you're just completely dead, right? So you want to like not waste all your cooldowns all at once. You need to save at least one of them. Like, it's ideally you want one of the escape abilities, like a slam or a punch, just in case like you get into this situation again. But especially since you don't have your block, now you really should just be punching out and not worrying about saving this charge punch for a big pick. And like, even just see how that little mistake just cost you the whole fight. Like, you could have won this easily if you played a little... Okay, I also don't like being in right now. Like, you should have waited a little longer. You didn't have to touch quite yet. You could have waited a little bit longer and let your teammates push up a bit. Actually, maybe not. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong colors. Just see. Okay, well, you still had a little bit more time. Like, they still have to go through that whole circle after they cap. They still have to go through this whole circle, and you'll see this like right here. Time's running out. You could have just let them cap and then like, or even like just kept on touching and getting out. Like, punch in, stand on there for a couple seconds, slam out, wait a little bit, and then walk in again, punch away. Like, just giving your team as much time as possible in overtime situations is so crucial, and you can do this like super well, especially as Doomfist, because you have a lot of HP and you have a lot of movement. So it's like just a better ball or tracer. Well, maybe not a better ball. Ball's probably a little bit better for it, but it's still really good to just like touch for your teammates so that you can like so they can group up a little bit instead of just like going full in. Okay, so they have a sim. You should be on point right now. Like, if they just TP, this would have been such an awkward fight. You're kind of just letting them walk in for free. Like, don't let them walk in that far. You should have... Okay. Okay, first, when I saw that TP, I would have went to point right now instead, just because I'm not sure if they TP'd to point, but it's fine that you didn't, because they were just using it to get out of spawn, I guess. But right now, you're giving them way too much space, and you also didn't realize that your team TP'd to point. So right now, I would either get back to point, or I would like go for one of their squishies. But you kind of just like, I don't know. You're letting this Ryan walk on you again. I don't like how you're just letting the Ryan walk on you for free all the time. There Ryan's behind you. You should probably could have punched him off the map if you were more aware of it. Okay, that was alright. Missed the brig, but it's fine. Should probably still win this fight. Okay, I probably shouldn't have punched in that far, just because if their Kree caught you out of position, it would have been a little awkward and you might have died, but... Okay, again, like, you're just, like, right in his face. Like, Kariko bails you out again, but, like, you're getting too close to this Rhine without your block ability, okay? Like, if you're fighting a Rhine close range, you want to either have your block ability or an escape ability. Like, just don't let him swing on you for free. Like, it's just so bad. It gives him a free shatter, and shatter is just, like, such a good ultimate. Like, it's a guaranteed fight winner if he hits even, like, one or two of your teammates. So you don't really want to feed him, and you kind of also wasted your ult there, which you could have probably just not even went for them and let him push up a little bit. Okay. I think that was just a misclick, I assume. See, but now he has shatter, and you're probably all gonna die here. Okay. I wouldn't have even worried about that trap. I would have tried to kill that Ana. Yeah, your Kriku is just unreal, actually. Like, your Kriku is actually the best healer in the game right now. Alright, you don't really... kind of just waste your block, but... he got scared because he headshot you. Okay. Get your block. Okay, I would have went... oh. I would have just TP'd with her. But now you're walking around, and... you can also block the junk tire. I mean, I don't know if you noticed it, but... you can block it. But yeah, I would have TP'd with your teammate there, because you want to like just be in front and be a tank sometimes, especially if they're going to point. You took too long and walked around, and your teammates were all dying, and you also just didn't react in time to their junk tire, which costed you a fight. Okay, this is okay, maybe. Okay, nice. I was gonna say you probably could have gotten a bigger punch, but that was good. Yeah. Do like that. You go for a flank angle, and that's why Doom with his charge punch on a flank angle is so good. So yeah, you made a really good play there. Okay, Ryan might shatter you here. I would probably not be this. Like again, you're like way too far in. Like he's. Okay, Ryan's gonna shatter you. You gotta be like again, don't play in tight quarters like this. Like if a Ryan just shatters you and you die, that's pretty much a fight win. Like when you die as a tank, it's just a fight win. And you're just like, okay. So I assume you win this game here. I don't find a world where you lose this, right? Yeah, again, I kind of misplayed. Like, you did a lot of good plays, but you also were like if that Ryan was any better, he would have just shattered you at any point in those fights and just won the fight, right? Because like if your teammates are behind you and he just let me just see from his perspective, because he should have won this fight for his team with his shatter. Okay, let's see. Like this, I'd slam you right now. Like, I'd slam all of that right now. Or pin you. Like, he's just... He waits too long. Like, this run is... Oh, like, just shatter. Just shatter. Oh, dude. And it goes around. Like, if he's in that situation, that's such a good spot to shatter. Like, you can't get away. And you're not really with him. And I would not be going to point right now. I just... Okay, yeah, that... Yeah, this Ryan... If this Ryan was, like, Masters or any higher, then he would have just shattered you, you would have died, you would have lost the fight, and it would have been pretty awkward. So, again, I don't like playing that far, or that close to a Reinhardt. But you do get lucky, and he misplays. And his Nano also doesn't use their Nano, so... A lot of misplays from them. Many mistakes from you, but not as many as them, so you still come out with the win. Alright, let's see what happens. Okay, I got D.Va. This D.Va's really good to play Doom against, so... Okay, you're kind of just standing there for way too long, letting them just shoot you for free. Like, I don't know. Slamming there is fine. They're not really doing anything right now, so I can't really mess up. I kind of go on that high ground, just like, yeah, I don't like that junk being there. That's good. I'd break that trap just so I don't have to worry about it. I'd also like go back on high ground. I don't like when they're... Okay. That's whatever. I probably wouldn't have went for that play. Okay, you're too far in now and you don't have any abilities. You should probably die here. Teammate saved you. Okay, yeah. You can... Yeah, so just a quick, like, little mechanics tip. If there's someone low like this, and you slam them, it like kind of locks their movement. So you always just want to punch right after, especially if they're low like this. You just want to punch immediately because it locks their movement, and then they have to be straight. And you kind of just like wait and shoot them a little bit, but you should have punched, like, as soon as you slam, just punch again, and then you'll just get a free pick. But, like, that's just one of those things where you can get a pick easier. Yeah, I'd wait for that Mercy there. She's probably looking for a res. Going on it's fine too. He's out of position. You can get your block off his balls, by the way. I just slammed to get some shields or whatever. That's fine too. Okay, I wouldn't have went in there. I would have saved it until they pushed up a little bit further. And you also, like, as soon as you waste your block cooldown, you want to wait for it to come back in basically every situation. There's some situations where you can't, but in that situation, you definitely should just kept it. There's a D.Va bomb behind you. Okay, you should have been more aware of where the D.Va was. You could have canceled her out of her mech. Okay, yeah, I'd punch out. Okay, that's fine. Your Recheriver ults. Just slam for some shields right now. Like, okay, this is no. You don't have your ult. Okay. Right now, I see all of them, and the best thing you could do in this situation is just slam right now. Just slam, like, right over here. Just slam, like, right here. You get every single person with their slam, and they can't really do anything about it. Like, D.Va's so easy to just, like, slam in and get damage on her whole team and herself. And just, like, not... Like, you don't need to make a play right now, right? They need to push against you, and if they're not pushing, they're not doing anything. Like, do not worry. You're wasting time. Don't make a play if you don't have to. That's, like, one of the biggest rules about Doomfist, is you don't need to make a play if you don't have to. On defense, like, right now, do not make a play. Like, this is just not good. You wasted your slam especially. You should have just landed over here and got a little more extra shields, just because if you miss in this situation, then you're basically dead. So I would not have even went for this, but now you don't have your block, you're about to use your punch, you need to get at least 2 picks in here to live, and you end up not even coming close. So now you're just dead, I assume. Okay, they didn't look at you. This You gotta wait, and that's like that just teaches you a bad habit. Like, do not do that unless you have ult or something. But yeah, again, like you don't need to make a play there. You could have again waited for a better position against the wall. Going on her is fine because she's still isolated. She's 1 HP. Okay, yeah, I'd go on him now. That's smart. Oh, he's up top. I still would have probably waited until he came back down. He was still isolated, right? And they're not pushing cart, so like you don't really need to be helping these guys right now. Yeah, I mean, it's fine that you do, but you could have probably killed that junk since he was isolated. Like, Mercy's one. It's going good, but there's a lot of mistakes that you're making, like, just like, I don't know. Okay, and you also, I don't know how you didn't hear that junk, like, just break that money, yeah. Okay. A lot of mistakes, but you're kind of getting like lucky because they're also misplaying. Again, like, don't just waste your slam and then punch right after. Just get the slam damage and either punch out or punch them. Like, just get your slam damage. Okay. You get the pick. You probably want to like guard it. Okay, that was good. You went for her, but I would have guarded my Zen pick instead for a little bit longer, just because Zen is probably more valuable. Alright. This should be a free win in hindsight. Well, not in hindsight. The other side. Yeah, you can't get your block off that, by the way. They've changed it from the other patch. Just go on that Widow. Like, just punch on her right now. Yeah, like, this is good. You could have probably gotten your block there, but it's fine. Yeah, just get this Widow out of here. Okay. Like, go on the high ground. Okay, you're wasting too much time. Just go up here. And then, since they're all on low ground, they can't really see you, right? If they want to shoot you, they have to come over to this spot. And if your teammates are smart enough, then they'll actually start shooting these people who are over here. But, I mean, this is kind of a lower rank, so, I mean, they're not really going to be capitalizing on that. But, like, just come up here and get rid of this Widow. Never let this Widow sit here. This is such a good point for Widow, just because she can see everybody and, like, it's just way too much range for her, so you need to just keep contesting this Widow, and you're just wasting too much time. When you're full HP, just go in, like, you're a tank. Okay, probably could have. There's an Orisa behind you. You could have probably punched her into your teammate further. Okay, let's just see. So, I hear this Orisa behind you, and I would have just like tried to punch her into your team. She uses her thing, so I would have like stood over here and then look at right now. If I just punch her into my team, then she's not okay. And he also died, so that was just a complete blunder. Because I don't know, I guess you don't have a headset on, or you're just like using a TV. But yeah, like look at this. If you just came up here and was just like chilling for a second, this Orisa is so far out of position. Just drop down and punch her further into your team, and then your team, like, try and punch her behind the card, because then her healers can't get to her and can't see her, and your team can finish her off easier. But you kind of just like, I don't know, you didn't hear her and then went for the wrong people, I guess. And you ended up paying, and the Orisa also lives, so that's just a complete, like, that was a free fight win right there. Okay, again, like, you know what you could do? Okay. You could also try and, like, punch this Orisa off the map here, because she's so always, like, around this corner. You could try and, like, get around her. Like, you could try and, like, get in here and either force her to chase you and then she's kind of like puts herself out of position and like stops focusing your teammates, because when she's in front, like she's blocking all the damage from your team to get to their back line, and then as soon as she comes in here, you can just like get out or punch her away. You can go back here and it forces their team back too, but you kind of just like let this Orisa sit up here for free for so long. Okay, I don't know what that junk's doing. Where are you right now? Oh, you're dead. Okay, yeah, I don't like dropping down here. Like, you should have stayed up high ground and forced them back. Like, you want to force them back if you can't make space. And there's a lot of ways you can do it, but right now you can't do anything because their Orisa is just like farming your team. But you need to force them back so that they're in a less advantaged position. Advantageous. So yeah, going on this map's good. Okay, I like this. Oh, okay. You could also just go on that Widow. She's like way in the back and her teammates aren't with her. Okay, yeah, like just go on one of their squishies right now. Like their Orisa can fight your teammates. Yeah, this is good. Okay, this is okay because, okay, well, you should have just like slammed. Okay. Right here, I like this because you like punch them away from this window, and this is like a really good window for them. So you punch them, and then I would have slammed over here and like broke LOS, and these guys probably are going to be a little scared because they just got punched. So I would slam over here like instantly, because if you just stand in front of them and just let them farm you for free, you're also still in front of this window right now, and this Torb has got his turret here, so you don't want to be here for too long, and you kind of just like let them farm you for a bit and get you low HP, instead of just slamming right away. And well, I mean, I guess you didn't have it, or maybe that's just a visual effect, I'm not sure. A visual glitch. Okay, I wouldn't have even went for that BAP. Like, he's trying to bait you in. Let's just see. Okay, so you get gripped. Let's just see where everyone is. Like, where is this Life Reaver that's... Like, I don't know why your Life Reaver's over here right now. Just see what happens. So, yeah, I would have ulted, and I wouldn't have went for this BAP because I know he's still got Lamp. Because he hasn't used it. I probably would have helped out your Life Reaver and just landed over here. And then if you're the BAP, like your teammates can probably deal with the Orisa BAP right now, but like you should be helping this Life Reaver just because you know that he's with you. And yeah, you kind of just let him die. I would have ulted on like this Torb right here and then tried to punch the Moira out of her ult right after. But I don't know, you kind of just like were standing in the open for too long and took too much damage earlier, so you can like live long enough. Okay, your Junk makes a really good pick on that BAP. Like okay, like you need to act on this like right now. Like you just slam and get some damage or something. Like you're not providing value for the team right now. Just doing that. Like if you don't know what to do, just slam and get damage, okay? And then just punch out. Like it's always good to just get some damage on them or shoot at them. Like you shouldn't, especially if they're down a teammate. So yeah, you can get a block off that, but I would have probably not. I would have tried to go in that mega room instead, because that Torb would like, I don't know, you heard him behind you and you kind of just let him shoot you in the back and you didn't notice. This is... Yeah, I'd go for that BAP and just like force him, like force a cooldown off of him. I would have just slammed on him, and if it went bad, I could have punched out back to the high ground. But okay, you get the pick. That's good. Now you need to. Okay, don't wait too long. Like the Orisa's ulting. Just. Oh, you're taking so long to do stuff. Like, oh, you should just slammed in. Like, all of them were so low right here. and the Orisa's ulting. So just slam or just use some of your abilities. Like when the Orisa's ulting, this is your best opportunity to go for the backline because she's not going to be able to do anything to you, right? And you just like you spend too much time breaking that. Meanwhile, their Tracer's farming your backline. And yeah, you should have just killed all of these people right now. You could have won this fight. But you miss a slam on that BAP and you start shooting the turret. Okay. So, a lot of positional mistakes in that fight, or in that last point there. You weren't really going on any of their backline. Like, you're just letting their Widow farm for free for a lot of the game, and there's a lot of times you're just sitting AFK, and you never want to do that as Doomfist. You always want to be, like, at least slamming in or getting some value, or just shooting them from far range, like, anything. Just do anything but sitting still for a while, make some space for your team, do some damage, force out some resources from their teammates. But, like, yeah, and you also just didn't go on any of the right targets for most of that last fight. You kind of just like let them live, like you weren't finishing off your targets. But yeah, I don't know. There's just like a lot of mechanical and positioning mistakes that you can avoid for next time, hopefully. Let's see what's going on. Okay, they're going far left. I don't like how they are doing that. That's not really a good place to push in. Because then they're on low ground and it like splits them up. So yeah, I'd like going for the Screes isolated right now. Yeah, that was good. You bailed off because he had teammates with him. Okay. That works, but I would have tried to punch somewhere else. Like, okay. You know, like, there's a lot of times where Doomfist, they don't, like, understand where to use their punch. Like, right here, instead of slamming over this way, I would have just walked off this and then just punched him this way because, one, it punches him, like, kind of into the line of sight of where your teammates are, and two, they're not also going to expect it. So, because, like, you kind of just, like, walked in front of this Orisa, and if she was smarter, she'd turn around right now. But she doesn't even realize that you're there, so you kind of just get like a free pick. But it also, like, this BAP wouldn't have been able to lamp if you went the other way and took a flank angle. But these guys split up, so they made a big mistake by going low ground at the start of the fight. So you win the fight there. I would have picked up that Mega, 'cause, yeah, I don't know, you just let the guy have it for free. Okay, this is such a bad play for them. I don't like how they're ever going down low ground here. Like, okay, this is good, pushing in against this Genji. So your teammate's kind of getting farmed by him. Okay, that was kind of smart, trying to keep your punch, but your team all died. Like, I would have just not even went for that punch. Oh, okay. Right here, when you get your punch, just go back to high ground, like with your slam, or you can even just walk up here and like just wait for them to push in, and then if they like waste their spear and they're all pushing in with her, then you can either punch them against this, or you can also kind of like drop down here and punch them this way. But there's no wall when you're looking this way, so that's just like makes it a lot harder to get a kill, and that's just like being map aware of like where the walls are. I mean, this is a new map, but like, yeah. Yeah, this is okay. That's nice. Get a bunch of damage, get your ults. It took a little long to do that. Yeah, that's fine. Did I get a pick? Okay, this is fine. You could have probably landed on them and slammed away or something. But this is good too. Just living is sometimes good. Okay, they're Anna's like by herself. Oh, you didn't hear her. Okay, yeah, your teammates. You should have just. Okay, you could do like a small punch and then just like you punch her so far away. Like again, you're charging up your punches for so long. Don't charge up your punches this long when they're this low HP. Like, look, you slam on her, and don't charge. Like 2 is already too long. Like just do 1 single bar, and then you won't punch her so far away. If you had 1 bar, you'd probably punch her to here, and then it would be a lot easier to get that final shot. But you punch her so far away, and you miss your pellets. So that's like it's just a mechanic. You don't want to punch them away if they're low HP like that. You just want to like do a small punch on them and locks their movement, and then finish them off like that. Okay, this is okay. They kind of just okay. No, you should have. Just like you see that they're all not looking at you anymore. Just go for this Ana. Like slam over here, and then just punch this Ana into this wall. And you know she doesn't have sleep either, so it's just a free kill. And you waste your charge punch. This you could either punched her like even if you didn't hit her into the wall, you could have punched her off, and it would have made it awkward for her to look for healing on her teammates. But you kind of just like yeah. And now she also did a blade for her Genji. Okay. Okay, you know, you don't have to like, if you do that, you can just bait the Orisa by holding it and then canceling your charge punch. Okay, yeah, I'd slam right now just to get damage on everyone and you get shields. Like whenever everybody's like full HP, you kind of just want to slam and whittle them down a little bit more. Okay, I would have just canceled it and went for their Kuriku. Like you're trying to fight their full HP Orisa that's getting pocketed by both their supports instead of going for one of their supports. That was an unlucky slider. Okay, so you get the okay, you wasted your thing there. You should have just shot her. Like she disconnected and you just wasted your thing. See, now you do that. I like that when you slam in when everybody's full HP. Yeah, like do that all the time. Good. Okay. I would probably go for their Kuriku just because you notice that she's keeping her teammates alive. Like she's literally just sitting up there for free and you don't really realize it. When a team fight is taking this long and you're like doing so much damage, then you know that one of their supports are alive and healing them, and you just have to forget about whoever you're fighting and go for their supports. Especially since you already know that the Moira is dead, right? That means that their other support is basically a free kill because they can't like. Even if you didn't kill her, if you forced her off this high ground that she was sitting on for so long, she was literally just sitting up here for like 10 minutes, right? So if you just forced her off of this, it would have allowed your teammates to notice that she's on the ground and your teammates could finish her off from there. But you kind of just let her sit up here for free and heal their team, which, I don't know, you kind of just got to be aware that their stuff that you're fighting is just not dying, right? That means our healers are alive. Again, I'd slam right now just because it gets everyone. I don't know. You kind of just you're not hearing where they are. Like I hear their footsteps, and you're just like not hearing where they are right now. Like I don't know. Again, seems like everybody that I review does not have a headset for some reason. But it's okay. Just makes it harder to win games as Doomfist without a headset. Okay, this is okay. Getting high ground. Okay, well, you not only charge up your punch for way too long, but you should have just blocked once you notice that there's damage going onto you. I also would have just slammed Like right here. I would probably would have first off went this way just because that's where your teammates are. But since you slam, don't cancel it. Just turn around and look at them, and then you'll still get your shields from the slam and damage as well. And you probably would have had your ult charge or charged if you just didn't cancel it there. But you looked away and then canceled it. Okay, your teammate's not with you, and you're kind of just gotta notice that your teammate's not with you anymore. This is okay. Make them get a little annoyed that you're back here. So I just jump on her right now and like force out cooldowns from them. You're kind of just letting her farm for free. Okay. So you just let her farm your head for free and didn't get anything out of it. Like you want to at least just force out a cooldown from her. Again, she's just up top. Never let someone be high ground. You're Doomfist. Just get them off the high ground. Like being high ground is so advantageous for so many reasons. You can see where everybody is, and it's a lot hard. Like you can like hide behind that cover when you're up top. That was a good ult. I like the position of it. Again, you could have probably had a better punch, but it's fine. Go for the Kuriku. Like, your target priority is just so bad. You always fight this Orisa. You only want to fight their Orisa at the start of a fight, but as soon as you get a pick, that is your perfect opportunity to go for one of their squishies. Okay? Especially in a mid-fight like that, where your whole team is, like, surrounding them. Don't keep shooting their Orisa. Go for one of their supports and finish them off. That's, like, one of the biggest issues I'm seeing right now, is that you keep fighting this Orisa. And it's just not... Like, you want to get rid of their other support, right? Because if their Orisa's not getting healed, then she's just gonna die a lot easier. But you just let them heal for free, like this whole time. So yeah, I would just slam over on them right now, and like take the attention onto him. This is okay. Hide behind wall, break LS. That's good. Okay, now that forces him out. Okay. Yeah, I probably should have just like. Okay, yeah, let's just see what I would have changed. So I would have slammed a lot earlier first off, and like went over here, killed his stupid turret, forced out probably him to use his like overcharge or overclock or whatever, and then as soon as he uses that, just go away, and that forces out a cooldown from him, and it also kind of makes their Ana like start looking at you. So yeah, I would have probably even just slammed up top here and then just took out this turret because I don't want it here, and then the Ana would be scared that you're up here and you can see where everybody is, but instead you kind of like take too long and you like, I don't know, you just let them farm you. Like as soon as that Kuriku TP to them, you should have gotten out. Like this is fine, but then like block for like a second and like punch out. Like I don't know, I just would have not. You just went too late is the problem there. Yeah, I would have also just went up high ground. Okay. Yeah, you were not gonna win that. It's fine that you backed off. Okay. So for this one, I'd like to set up high ground in some position. So like right here, I'd like to set up right there just because when they walk in, you can like kind of get an idea of where they are if they're coming this way, or you can also hear them if they're coming this way. Just like standing on high ground at the start of fights as Doomfist, especially when they're pushing into you, is just such a good position. Right now, you're kind of just sitting on point, and it gives them a lot better advantage to fight you, especially with charge punch. Like having your charge punch right now is like you want to be on high ground in case it pushed in. It's like right now, look at where. Okay, so you also just look at this. This Torb just came up here for free, and you could have denied him or gotten a free pick on him because he's isolated right now. But now that you don't notice that, if he also didn't come here, you could have like snuck around here and gotten a free punch on these guys. It's a lot easier to punch people from the side than it is from the front. So let's just see if you hit him because you'll probably miss him, to be honest. Okay, you actually get him. That was fine. But I would punch out right now. Like, there's too much damage going on you. Like, you get the pick, but there was too much damage. Everybody was focused on you. I would have just punched out instead and saved my life. Because your team was not with you. And you kind of didn't really notice that. Now your whole team staggered, so this is kind of like bad position for you guys again. Okay, you get your charge punch. I'd take a flank angle right now. Like, just go up here and just like take a flank angle. Like, this Karika's right here, and it's just a lot easier for your team to push in when they're all like focused on high ground, because one, you can like hide behind these walls if this Karika wasn't here, or like hide even just from this floor. Like, this floor acts as cover, right? But since those guys are over there, it makes it a little awkward. But even just being up here, it like kind of forces your team, or lets your team push in a little easier, just because like taking the attention onto yourself. But okay, this is something I've never seen before. Okay, their Ana's out of position. Kind of, yeah. Kind of just wasted your punch against nothing there. Should have looked for an angle against a wall. Okay, this is okay. I actually, yeah, I would have saved my slam there first. Okay. So when you get your punch, I honestly, okay, look at this play right here. If you just walk down instead of slamming first, one, it lets you keep your slam ability so that you can like escape if it ever goes bad. But two, it also, like, just look at this. Like, you can just come over here and punch him all into this wall. And then if you punch him that way, look at where your Bastion is. He can look at them from this angle and just get free reign on them. But instead you punch him away and like you punch him to safety where your Bastion's not looking. So you kind of got to be aware where your teammates are in these situations and like where to punch. But yeah, you kind of just made a blunder there. But like, it's just like one of those things you recognize when you get higher ranked. But anyways, like, yeah, you kind of just want to punch him without slamming first, just because like saving your slam for escape is such a good thing to, like, if you can just save your slam. That's like what I always like to say, is if you can save your slam, just try to. Don't waste it if you don't have to. Okay, so last flashpoint. Let's see how you play this. Okay, take him out. This is okay. Okay, no. Don't just waste your slam on their tank like that. Like, it's just never good. Like, unless they're pushing your teammates and you need to like punch them away from your team, don't just like punch your tank. Save it for someone else, or like just make a play. Like, if you don't need to fight their tank, then don't fight the tank. You could just slam there for a lot of damage right now. Like, right here is where you should just be slamming, just for damage and whatever. See, now you're like forced to use your ult, and okay. Yeah, you just through that fight by playing a little too aggressive, like, and also missing the punch. Like, you should just slammed and played slow. Like, once you got their Orisa, just save your charge punch, right? Like, the fight's over. They can't win the fight if their Orisa's dead. If you just let them push in without their tank, then it like yeah, you could go for the staggers, but like they were already pretty much out, so it's like they're forcing you into their spawn right there, and you kind of just like went too far in. Okay. Slow this down. Okay, yeah, slam out. It's okay. Team loses. It's whatever. You made that mistake from earlier, and it put you in a bad position. So yeah, don't just like go for staggers if you don't need to. Like, you could just save it for the next fight and get a big punch. again, like if their wrist is not using a whirlwind or like forcing your teammates in a bad position, don't waste your punch on her. Okay. Okay. And you also just wasted 2 cooldowns at once. That's why you. This is why you don't ever want to use 2 cooldowns. Like you slam, and then you punch them immediately, and you don't have your ult, and you also don't have your block. So just don't do this. Okay. Never do this again, where you don't have any of your abilities. Save it and punch out or something. Like, let's just see what happens. Like, yeah, your sim is about to get full charge on this Orisa here, and you kind of just feed. Like, you don't need to always go in like full tilt at the start of the fight. Like, just play slow, get some shields from your slam, get some ult charge, build it up, and wait for them to make a mistake. You kind of just like push into them, and you're the one who made the mistake, so then they acted on it. Like, they were playing the way that you should have played. So, and then you end up paying for it. Probably lose this fight now. Okay, yeah, slam there is fine. I'd punch some guys right now. They're by themselves and there's no tank. Okay, you take way too long to punch them, but I would slam right now. Okay, like, you're just taking so long to do things. Like, you notice that they're not going to shoot you. Like, you hold your block for forever too. You need to stop your block when they're not looking at you, okay? And just get more value by shooting at them or slamming or doing anything else, because you're holding your block looking for that charge punch all the time, and it's just like little mistakes like that where you're wasting too much time. Like, every little second in this game counts, and if you're misusing it, then it's just so bad. Like, you need to realize when you're not getting value. Like, right now, okay, you know what? It's fine to set up here. There's not really a good spot to set up since your teammates aren't going to be with you. Okay, your teammates feet. So this is really bad. You can look for a punch off the map. You're kind of backing up really far. So you could have punched that soldier off the map. Like, sometimes you can just like use the environment as your advantage and just hide behind this wall right here. Look for, you know, they have to push into the point, right? So one of them is either going to have to come right here or right here, and if you let them have this like position over here, that's really bad for you. So yeah, you could have just waited behind here and then got a nice little punch on this soldier that came up. So and if it went bad, then you could always just slam out, right? But you ended up letting them just push in for free. That would have turned the fight. But anyways, yeah, that was probably honestly one of your only opportunity to win this game is right there, but you missed it, and that's just something you have to notice. So yeah, the soldier goes over there, gets a good position. He's still over there. I'd probably go on him right now. I'd go on this soldier right now, and you can either punch him off the map or just punch him into the wall or something, because that forces the guy's teammates to like stop looking at the tank and healing him, and then like it just forces the attention off the rest of your team, right? But you kind of like slam into their torb again and just let this, you're probably gonna let this thing farm you for free. So let's just see what happens. Okay, he actually gets just stuck. Okay, and you waste your punch on, like, yeah, I don't know. You just gotta be seeing that this guy's got fortify and not punch that. That soldier's just so far in. Okay. And you waste, you're just misusing your cooldowns right now. Okay. Okay. Your team ends up winning, and yeah, you should have lost that one just because you were down one, and you also just didn't you really didn't provide that much value in that fight, if I'm gonna be honest. You kind of just got the picks after your teammates already like made some plays, so yeah, it's just one of those things where you can, like, if you notice it, then it'll be good for next time. Okay. They're all rotating, so I'd stop being over here right now. Like, I'd stop. Okay, like, you don't want to just let them have cart point for free. Okay, you let them walk in. Like, Okay. You want to be positioned over here at the start of the fight, just because if they have to walk through this choke, you can just like start like spamming them out with your shotguns, and then as soon as they push in, that's when you can like jump on their backline. But right now, you just let them all push in for free, and when they're all in like this, it's a lot harder to find like an isolated target or someone. Like you could just be like punching them for free or like shooting at them for free and like hide behind this wall here and just let your teammates come and like, you know, heal you up. But instead, you just let them walk in for free. And yeah. See, now they got the position on you. Now you're stuck in this tight little hole, and they have the whole point. So now it's gonna just be like you give them a point for free because of it. Okay, teammates start carrying you again. That was a good ult. Waited long enough. That was good. You might be able to turn this fight if you play it right, but you go... Actually, she's won. Oh, you should just... She's won. Okay. Luckily, your Sombra cleans them up, but... I do like that you made a good play there. Like, don't get me wrong, but... again, like, you kind of gave them 50% of the point just because of one small little mistake. Just one small little positioning mistake. Costed you 50% of the point, right? Okay, so they go up there. This is such a bad position for them to push through there. Okay, yeah. Nice. Your Sombra carries again. But yeah. Okay, and they stagger, so yeah, they also just don't understand where to push from. You don't want to push through this hole here. It's just way too difficult to get through. Like think about it. Their only way, if like since when you were pushing through this, like think about it. If they're all shooting this way, they pretty much can't miss you, and you can't hide behind any cover. Look how far you have to travel through this tight little narrow gap, and all they have to do is move their mouse slightly left and right to even hit you. It's just such a, like, choke points like this are so bad to go for. So they end up messing up by going through this choke point. You never want to go through choke points like that. You want to find an open area like this, and then as soon as like everybody's focused on you, then you can like kind of take like a flank angle and look for some value on some angles. But when everybody tries flooding through this choke, it's so bad. So that's what you did at the start of that very first fight, where they got 50%, and it costed your teammates like pretty much all their lives. Okay, you don't need to charge it up that long. Like, it's not... Okay. I'd go for that soldier next, just because I don't want them fighting. Like, you can go on these people, but yeah, you probably already win the fight. Like, they kind of just messed up, and your teammates kind of hard carried. So again, like, that's just like, it's a lot harder to give you advice when you're getting hard carried, because like you're winning the fight and like you kind of feel like you did something when you win, even if you aren't. And I can't really give you advice because like that was just all your teammates. They just were positioned better and knew where to play. So but yeah, sometimes like you let them get 50%. That was probably the biggest mistake you made on that last fight. Okay. It's fine. Get it with your block or your charge punch. No, don't just, okay. Especially on their tank, don't just waste your charge punch on their tank, please. For the love of God, let their teammates walk in or put them out of position. Don't punch their tank first, and now Zarya has full charge. Especially on a Zarya, if you just punch a Zarya, she's going to see that and bubble herself and get full charge. So you just fed her full charge, and now you also don't have a charge punch. Wait for their teammates, and try and look for a punch on them, okay? Please. Okay, get some lucky aim there. Kind of just like... Okay. See, that was kind of fine. because they're like you went for at least their squishies, but you should not be like don't back up. Like your team is all in front of you right now, right? Like okay, I would have slammed instead. Okay. So you. Okay. Right here, just get a giant slam. Like I see all of them, and the best you can do right now is just, like you're not really gonna finish everybody off because their team is already all back. You took too long to finish off the people with your teammates. Like they noticed that they could have probably killed that Zarya, and you backed off. But now that you've wasted that opportunity, just slam, get some shields, like, and then punch out. Don't punch in. Like I don't know. I mean, it's fine that you punched in, but you missed. And as soon as you do that, you need to like, you need to just like get out a lot higher because you know that they have the Mei. But yeah, that's like sometimes why I don't like punching in first. It's because like the slam is a lot slower and it's a lot more awkward. So like just slamming in and punching out a lot like really fast is what I like to do a lot. It gives you some free alt charge and some damage on everyone, but now you punch in and it forces you to slam out, and you also are just waiting too long to use your slam. Okay. Okay, you probably lose this whole point just because of that. Okay, going on her is good because she doesn't have her thing. Okay, that's fine. You should have just held your block there. Oh, that Zarya's looking at you. Yeah, this is fine. It's whatever. They wasted their grab, so it's good. Go on her. That's I like this. Help her ammo. Okay, good plays right now. Just punch in over. Like yeah, it's take a little long to do it, but finally make the right play. Yeah, just punch over there. No, don't wait for her. The Moira was low. You should just finish her off. Your teammates are all with her. No, okay. Once you notice that your teammates are all going for it, you should go on them. They ended up finishing her off, but like you don't capitalize on like where your teammates are going to finish off kills. Is what I'm seeing. Like, you just got like sometimes going with your team out of night. You're just not really noticing it, I guess. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. Put her out of position. Okay, I don't know why you slammed that way. You should have slammed on their back line to get some damage. Okay. Kind of just missed a couple punches there. This is okay. Forces their healers away from their... Okay, I would have just went for... Like, if this Mei was good... Let's just see if this Mei had her... or whatever it's called. Just curious. So you land there. I would have just went for this Mercy or one of their supports. Keep forcing them back because then there's Zarya. If she's like fighting your team, she's not going to get health right now. Like, just keep pushing back their healers. Don't go for this Mei because you don't really see a wall against her either. And she does have her thing. So if this Mei was just like any better at reacting in time, she would have just blocked and you would have wasted it. So that's why you don't really want to go for them. But yeah. Yeah, I go for her now because, well, I mean, your teammates are already dead. See, this is like why you should have just went for the supports, because then they would have still been trying to peel back for each other, but instead you go for her Mei, and it forces them, like, it allows them to come back up and heal their Zarya, so that's just like one of those times where, like, even if you don't get the kill, as long as you're like forcing back their healers so that they can't heal in their tank, then it's still good value. Oh, just like don't just waste your punch all the, especially if it's not a charge punch. Don't look for punches like that. Just get a slam and then punch out. Like it gives you ult charge, damage, shields, everything. It wastes our resources. Don't just look for a giant punch, especially if it's not a charged one right off the fight. And you keep looking at the Zarya too. Like don't punch the Zarya. Like the Zarya is not gonna die if you punch her like that. She's just gonna bubble your punch. Look for a slam and get damage on everyone. Like, see, I like this, but you shouldn't have punched him again. Like, you could have just shot him, and your teammates were kind of looking at them. I see, like, the problem is you're just punching too often. Like, you're punching way too often right now. And just, like, giving him free space. This is okay. Okay, this is fine. Yeah, I'd go for the Mercy now just because she's the only healer. I don't know, you kind of just let them feed you. Or like, they kind of just like were on you for so long and you didn't get any kills. Just like standing in the open, letting them shoot you for free, and you weren't like going on anyone. See, now you're slamming in and punching out. But should have been doing it the other fight. So this is fine. Okay, you got a lucky kill on that guy. Alright. Okay, just punch away or something. Like, yeah, like, you're just okay. Okay, you luckily put the scout in position. Oh, okay. Like, when you slam on a guy who's 1 HP like that, just shoot them right after. Don't look away for a punch right away. Just shoot them once. Like, slam, do a shot, and then do something after. Like, if you notice that you're not hitting them with your shots, then you could punch them. Like you kind of, like, you're just, like, looking away after you get a shot on them, or once you slam on them. Go up high ground. No, you see that they're rotating, you need to get up there. Okay. This is good. Okay, no. Just wait until your cooldowns get back. Like, you don't need to make a play there. Like, you get... Okay. You might think this is good, using your ult like that, but you don't need to use it right there. You could have waited a lot longer and saved it for a better like time. You could have probably gotten one of those guys because they didn't have their Zarya. Like, okay, it looks good on paper, but it's just, it's not good. Okay, you waste your ult. Use your ult when you need to use it. You were safe there. And they also weren't like pushing far enough for you to get, I don't know, like it's just like, you need to save your punch or your ultimate for more optimal times. Like, you get the team wipe, but now they'll probably, like, they might get a recontest because you did it a little too early. If you waited even just like 10 more seconds, if you waited 10 more seconds, then they guaranteed wouldn't have been able to get a recontest, but now they probably do. Yeah, it's just saving your ult for a more optimal time. Okay, they're not playing smart right now. They should have swapped characters to touch, but okay, they do touch. See, this is like why if you had it, then it would have been good to have your ult. Like, you always just gotta be thinking about the next fight, okay? When you're using your ult, think about the next fight. Think about if this fight right now is like, I need to make a play here in order to win, that's when you use your ult. If this fight right now, I'm low HP, and I need to live so that my team can, like, continue fighting, that's when you ult. Don't ult when you're full HP, and you also don't need a pick right away. Like, and, like, the fight hasn't even started. Like, it's just... Like, that play was fine if there was 10 seconds left, but there wasn't. There was still, like, 40 seconds left, so you kind of just let them get the point. So just wait longer and use it for more optimal time next time. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. I like going for her, getting them off the high ground, and you get the free pick. Again, you just don't need to really punch there. You kind of just waste it. Good aim. Okay. I assume you win this game, so. Okay. Okay, so from what I noticed, your teammates basically just carried you that whole game, and then you got a couple plays where you killed them, but it was unnecessary and actually led to them getting a recontest. So honestly, like, yeah, just got carried. Can't really say anything about it.